All right, all of you wonderful candidates, let's run through our multiple choice questions. On our first lesson, we've got audits, SARS, SSAE, right? Our big menu type of engagements. What are we going to choose? So first off, we are going to ask ourselves, which of the following standards should a CPA firm apply in a review of pro forma financial information? Now, if you remember back to our lovely presentation of all of our charts and tables, we'll actually take a look right here. And as mentioned, let's have this memorized. Let's have this down. What guidance are we going to use? What standards are we going to use? What opinion type do we need? Independence, all of these criteria and attributes of our different types of engagements, right? So again, we are asking ourselves, which are we going to use for a review of pro forma? So let's simply take a look, right? Review of pro forma financial statements. It's right here. And if you had that memorized, if you got that right, and I'm going to agree with you, that is SSAE, right? It is right here. Not too tricky. Just do the work ahead of time and memorize. Next up, a CPA in public practice is required to comply with SARS when we got two situations here. Do you need to comply with SARS if you're advising a client regarding the selection of a computer software or advocating a client's position before the IRS? Now, advocating a client's position before the IRS, right? You are whether you're proactively doing it or you're defending a client, that is, you're going up to the IRS saying, "Hey, we believe we should be able to take this tax deduction," or we believe that my client believes that they should be able to deduct this, right? Something like that. That would be advocating the position. However, none of those really sound audit related. So again, what are we doing for SARS? I would just take a look here, and I don't see anything about advocating client or selecting computer software. If anything, so this is acting on behalf of the client. We are not going to be able to, we're not required to follow SARS, right? Because we are advocating on behalf of the client. Here we've got possible independence issues, right? We need to be independent in certain circumstances because you are providing possible assurance. So we are going to not have to follow SARS in either of these situations. All right. Next up, of the following, which would not be considered an at-test engagement subject to attestation standards? Okay, well, simply put, we will take a look at our chart again. Right, that's what we are going to do. And I'm going to say one of these is not like the other. I do like to say that phrase every once in a while. One of these is not like the other. We will say that a lot in the audit exam. We need to look at these four. It might be a question where it looks like it's got multiple right answers. Right? That's just the nature of this exam. It's a fun, wonderful time. But here, right, we've got examination of assertion. We've got examination of financial forecast. We've got a review of pro forma financials, and we've got a review of the financial statements of a non-public company. So let's take a look. Which would not be considered an at-test engagement, right? So at-test engagements, we see examinations and reviews. Where are those? Okay, well, SSAE, attestation standards. We see examination, we see review. Okay. I see those there. Review of pro forma, right? We've got a few examination of management assertion. So let's cross them off. We've got the examination of management's assertion. So that is attestation standards. An engagement to examine financial forecast or review pro forma, right? So I see review pro forma right there, and financial forecast. I see that as well. So we see those. Hope you saw those as well. Good, good. And that leaves an engagement to review the financials of a non-public company. I do not see that there. We do not need to follow SSAE, our attestation standards, for that situation. One more here. Which of the following do SSAE standards not do? And with that note, I would say no standards would do this as well. Let's take a look. Well, provide absolute assurance. Yeah, that does stand out, and I will say this throughout the entire exam as we go through it. Nothing provides absolute assurance. The only thing guaranteed are death and taxes, right? So absolute assurance, that is likely going to be our answer, but let's just keep going. Provide guidance. Well, that's the whole point of these standards, right? They provide guidance on how you should act, how you should conduct the engagement. Set boundaries. Yeah, of course they set boundaries. They say you need to be independent or you need to follow these procedures, right? That's kind of what they do. And provide a measure of quality. Again, like you could approach this one process of elimination style, or you could just definitely recognize, hey, ding, ding, ding. Nothing provides absolute assurance there, but these standards do these three things, or most standards do, right? What's the point of a standard? Is they provide quality, they set boundaries, they provide guidance, they tell you how to do something. So that is going to leave us with our final answer: provide absolute assurance. That is something that they do not do. We have no absolute assurance here in any of our engagement types. Well, that is it for our multiple choice questions on our first lesson. Thank you all for joining. Keep up the good fight, and I'll see you later.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.